he was on full HP, I would be able to clip him out. And I notice he's running. Get a nice track. Second shot. Tracked again. And GG. Hope you like the garage. Hey guys, Warm here again. And today I wanted to go over some replays I have of my newly purchased Foch B, the tier 10 French tank destroyer, with this quite ridiculous 6-round autoloader that does 400 damage on average each shot. Since the Waffenträger Alpha E100 was removed a couple years back, and that tank was thoroughly ridiculous, with that 500, I think it was 560, pretty much a Jagdtiger's gun, except an autoloader with 5 shells. And I think they reduced that, or it used to be 6 shells, kind of like this tank, with that interclip reload of 2 seconds, I think. That was just ridiculous, but that tank also had a turret, which made it kind of insane. This tank, I think, still has some of those similar qualities. It can definitely be game-breaking in a sense, but today I wanted to, I guess, showcase a little bit of how I like to play this tank. What I found is that this tank is not a very good sniper. It takes a while to aim in. The bloom is kind of pretty bad. They didn't make the gun stats very well, but sometimes you can have good situations like this. 1, 2. Yep. That's a dead waffle. And I still have 3 shells, and kind of trying to decide if I want to reload or not. The enemies have decided to be very aggressive on the hill as well as down the banana street. So I'm just waiting here, and look at this. Tracked. Tracked again. I hope that Progetto had fun with this, my French croissant, giving him a little bit of taste of some French autoloader power there. But yeah, this tank is definitely can be very devastating when you catch people out, and that's what I find the best way to play this tank is. Look at this Chrysler. He's trying to cross this middle, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait till my reload and then just pop around this corner. Wait for that reload. 1. This. 2. 3. Oh, that bounced. I'm tracked. Repair. 4. And that's the dead Chrysler. And I didn't even take a shot in return because it bounced. This armor can be... I'd say this armor is okay. If the enemies are auto-aiming on your tank, it can be actually quite effective. And I think that a lot of people really panic when they see this tank, which kind of helps it succeed in certain situations, which is why I like to kind of just drive straight at the enemies while shooting. Auto-aiming a little bit more than I should. There's another case of me bouncing that Centurion. So this armor can be quite trollish. There he clips me on the back of my tank, but you know, I don't really care. I'm still 1500 HP and just driving forward. You can see our team is kind of these guys here are just not really doing much. But that's good for us because then we can just find this AMX. 2, 3, 4. And I still have 2 shells to put in the Jagdpanzer E100. That's a dead tier 8 and a dead tier 10. So this tank is quite devastating. I mean, you have what, 400 times 6, so 2400 potential, which is easily most tier 10s. Besides some heavies you can clip out. So we're going to turn around here. Going to help our Super Conqueror out. Bounce 1, bounce 2. Let's see if this T-32 is going to be brave. We reload. That's 1. And T-54A1. That's 2. Let's see. Yep, let's absorb that shot from the object. Take out the T-32. And unfortunately, we auto-aim on the object. Probably should have aimed in. And look at that. 2 more dead. 3 dead tanks on this flank. And unfortunately, I angled my side a little bit too much there. Trying to turn in. But look at that. 5,600 damage. In a span of, what has it been? 5 minutes? So that's one of the things that this devastating tier 10 can really do. And here I kind of make a misplay to reload HE, but one thing I will say that the weakness of this tank is its penetration is quite low for a tank destroyer, especially. 257 is not very good, which is why I carry a decent amount of APCR, and in certain situations, in certain maps, I'll fire. I'll pretty much load APCR for the whole game. If I see there's a lot of heavily armored tank destroyers and heavies, and I know I won't be able to, flank around, then I probably will load more of that, the APCR rounds. And with APCR, this tank is just, it's just GG. I'll show you in the next replay. But here I kind of make a mistake of trying to reload an HE clip, because I think that the HE will be able to finish this guy off. But really, I would have been better off just loading AP. So it actually takes me 4 shells of HE, but look at that. It does the job, right? So epic result here. So let's take a look at the post-game stats. Alrighty, game number 1, Ace Tanker. And this was definitely because of the chuck spot and running a reserve, as well as probably a mission. We had a high caliber for doing 20% and a top gun. Always really good to see. Top on damage, top on experience. And yeah, thoroughly carried this game. 24 shots fired, 21 hits, 15 penetrations. See, you can see that the penetrations, the low penetration of the gun is definitely is a weakness of the tank. And also just like none of the damage was from over 300 meters. So that's another weakness of this tank is the dispersion values, and it's not a very good sniper, I would say. We actually bounced 6 rounds, which is really good for 1100 blocked. And yeah, 80,000 credits. Really, these bonuses are really good. I would definitely recommend trying to play as much as possible and try to get to that level 10 festive level, so you can get that. What am I getting? Maybe 30%, or is it more? Last time I checked, I think it might be maybe even 60% additional credits, which is really insane. I'll also go into the garage later and show you my my equipment setup, but it's pretty standard. I think it's just vents, optics, and the improved rotation mechanism for the enhanced dispersion. So let's jump into replay number 2. All right, we're here in replay number 2. And this is a tier 9 game. So not as good of matchmaking as last game, but there'll be more HP on the field. So hopefully we can dig into that a little bit more. And initially in this game, I tried to be a little bit more aggressive, but I've noticed that after playing a few battles, I think I've played maybe 20 battles in this tank, that although the mobility is really good, I tend to get myself into sticky situations with the Foch being a little bit overconfident with this 2,400 potential damage that I can do. So I try to, take my time a little bit more and try to conserve my HP. Another issue with this tank that I noticed, and is another reason why I switched to a large medkit, is that I get prioritized by artillery a lot, and it ultimately results in a lot of crew members dying, particularly my commander and my driver. Those two guys are always getting getting killed. So I'm just waiting here, seeing if I can set up an ambush. I see a tree fall there. Maybe I should have tried to blind fire some, but unfortunately there was no cigar there. And then I think I get proxy lit by that T-54, or maybe that Centurion or Char Future 4. So decided to back off here. And we're actually getting a little bit of assistance on that LT just because we're proxy spotting him. But I really don't like sitting here. My gun's not doing anything, and this lightweight's kind of just preventing our whole team. And look at this. We've sent a lot of our team here. And so I feel like it's an obligation for us to push through. But unfortunately, there's so many different angles and so many different tanks. I can't really push through without exposing my flank. And that's pretty much a death sentence for any Foch. So here I'm thinking maybe this E3 is going to come up so I can track him. Unfortunately, he just pokes up and spots me. I'm taking an HE shot. Look at that. Yep. The driver and the commander is always dying from artillery fire. Luckily, this building is still, intact, or else I may have taken even more damage. And now that the T-54 lightweight has left, I'm thinking about retreating to this position over here, and hopefully maybe flexing over to the other flank, or maybe trying to find another angle. So I'm gonna probably make my move here. Let's see if I can get out of here. This E75 and this object 257 is in my way, kind of just sitting here doing nothing. And we're losing by one tank. Our T-49 is already dead, but we're also just slightly down, about 1,000 HP. So I really haven't done anything this game besides 121 spotting, and I'm just waiting for an opportunity, being patient. I know that the enemies will make a mistake at some point, and just waiting for the numbers to kind of decline, so that sorry about that, I can move forward. So just waiting, trying to see if I can see something. And look at this, I found our victim. Destroy the building. 1. Track. Delete. It's that simple, really. I mean, he definitely made a big mistake. He thought that there was no one here, which there was no one here, but we have a batch on the other side. And now I'm thinking, okay, both of these guys have been sitting over here, even though their entire team went over here, so they're probably not going to go aggressively in here. So I can probably make the push and go in and kill this Char Future 4. And look at this, I have a lot of allies here to support my advance if I do that. And Patton spots me. Oh, turn right at the end. Notice how I tried to turn right there so that he wouldn't get a shot on my side. And then now I'm just waiting until I'm no longer spotted. Staying here. See, there's a little gap here. M103's here. Try to aim for the lower plate. Fortunately, a little slow. But unfortunately, that was a pretty bad trade. He pens me. I don't pen him. But look at that. I bounced the object 268 too. M103 tries to pull forward, so I take a shot. Try to track him again. Hopefully my team can do some damage to him. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to spot this 268 for my friends so they can start taking some shots on him. So up, go here. Oh. Get his attention. He turns towards me. And our allies are putting in shots, but not really doing much damage. He just fired. And now he pulls behind the building, so now I'm free. I know I'm free for a few seconds to take out this M103. So 2, and boom, he's dead. And now, since I'm going to be fighting this 268, most likely I wanna load a gold clip so I don't have to really bounce. Because as you know, that the only pretty much the only weakness of this gun is the penetration. So I just want to spot him again. I know he was just hit by artillery, so he's stunned, so he's probably not going to spot me. And so now I'm going to push forward, see if I can potentially clip out the patent. As you can see, he's on 1745. Even if he was on full HP, I would be able to clip him out. And I notice he's running. Get a nice track. Second shot. Tracked again. And GG. Hope you like the garage. And unfortunately, this Yak Tiger kind of just drove right next to me, but luckily he's kind of being a shield for me against this T95. And look at that. We're still down on HP. Unfortunately, a lot of their heavies haven't taken a lot of damage, and a lot of their tanks are still full HP. So as well as FV4005 that has not been spotted this whole game. So that's kind of scary, but at the time I didn't even recognize that he wasn't spotted. Unfortunately, take a shot there. Probably didn't need to do that. But here's where the fun begins. M48 patent, pretty much full HP. 1, 2. Look at that. It's green on the upper plate. 4. And I think that's all I'm gonna do, because the FV's right there, and I take a reload. Luckily, he does not pen me. But he did only fire HE. I'm not sure why he's cheapening out. He definitely would have penned me if he was firing premium hash rounds. So luckily, he doesn't pen me, and my game continues on. So reloading again. Probably don't need APCR, but you know, it's the end of the game, so why not? And I'm trying to ping this side of the map. I'm telling them, like, the FV's there. There's somebody there. But they don't really listen. And I think the Yag Tiger takes a shot. I think if the FV was firing Hesh, he probably could have killed the Yag Tiger here in one shot, or at least, you know, done 1850 or whatever, 1750. Instead, he only does 500. I say only, but I know he's there somewhere over here. So just pre-aiming, readying my shot, and there he is. 1, tracked him. 2, 3, 4, and don't get the 5th. Oh my god, 1200 damage into a FV. And if I had hit the first shot, it would have been 1600 in about 6 seconds from the first shot. This tank is just pretty ridiculous. And I still had an extra shell to put in someone else. So that's pretty much Foch gameplay for you. You know, in this game we even bounced 1920 damage. And it's just from people panicking when they see this tank bearing down on them, because they know what's about to hit them. 2400 potential damage from a tank destroyer. 400 every 2 seconds. And here I notice he's not looking, so why not? Side of the turret. 2 shots to take him out. And that's the game. Very, very exciting gameplay. Let's take a look at the post game. All right, that was another ace tanker and also high caliber. We got 6,682 damage for our 4 kills and 1,100, almost 1,200 base experience for that. 27 shots fired, 22 hits, 18 penetrations. See, that's what happens when you fire some gold. And unfortunately, the M48 pattern as well as that object and the M103. You know, I'm sorry to you guys, but you know, that's what happens when you face a Foch. 1900 again. The armor is quite trollish, and when you catch people off guard, a lot of times they panic. So that's another benefit of this tank. And only a 10-minute battle. And I think the other battle was around the same time. So this one's not quite as lucrative just because we fired some gold in this game. But these are the kind of results that you can definitely get in the right matchups, in the right situations. Obviously, there's certain situations where, you know, you can catch people out. And I'm going to show a clip here of my very first game that I played in this tank. Definitely had fun. I'm not sure if I can say the same about the opponent, but that's why I knew. Yep, see, great driving by my part, almost flipped my tank. But here's where the fun happens. Hello, Kronwagen. Okay. Track. And do damage. Track. Nope. Track. Do damage. And gets finished off. I hope you had fun. That's a full HP tier 10 gone, just like that. All right, let me show you my my equipment setup. All right, guys, here's the final reveal. My equipment setup is the improved rotation mechanism. So, and I also have that in my gun, my firepower slot. So I get 12.5% on turret traverse, but there's no turret, plus 25% dispersion to when the vehicle is traversing, and during movement. So that's really important. I have the coated optics, and then I also have, I guess if you can't afford this, maybe go for an enhanced gun laying drive, just because you know, it reduces the aim time. Because that's really what you're trying to do, is you're trying to reduce this. Maybe improved aiming might be something, but I mean, I think the dispersion is actually at 0.31 is not bad, right? So this is how I set it up, and this is what I would recommend. As for crew, you definitely need repairs. I have repairs on 3 of my crew, but also camo is also something you definitely want, because you want to be sneaky in those bushes when you want to poke out and, you know, kill a full HP cron. So hopefully this helped you guys out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the AMX 50 Foch B. Wish you guys a happy Christmas, happy holidays, and more to come in the new year. Thank you guys for watching. Warm out. Oh, what are you still doing here? Well, I guess you want to watch the most epic shot ever. Oh, EBR. Where is he at? Boom. We got him.